Hey guys, it's Ty and welcome back to my channel. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon. It's on 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today's Tuesday, May 31st, the last day of May 2022. So with that being said, I do have the camera set up a little bit positioned differently. I think this may look better. I personally feel like you guys can see me and it doesn't look like too far away and the lighting is somewhat decent. So with that being said, welcome and welcome back, you guys. Make sure you guys are following me on my Instagram and my Twitter at Ty_guidance to stay up to date. And really quickly, as this video is getting situated, I'm going to go ahead and make my thumbnail. But I hope you guys are having a beautiful day today. I hope you guys are enjoying the holidays, if you're just celebrating Memorial Day, depending on if you're in the States. And if you did, you were able to cherish, memories with your loved ones, or, you were able to spend some time to yourself. And if you didn't have anyone, just getting yourself together and figuring out, what you need to do, because everyone in life is, doing the best that they can. And you guys, disclaimer, this is not my hair, this is the wig. I found it. I am trying to do something with my hair. Like, I need to learn how to do my hair, and I have a little bit of tools to do my hair, to groom it like myself. So I'm just being patient. I'm just taking each day for what it is and living my best life. So with that being said, welcome back for today's video. This is going to be the part 3. So this is going to be the final goodbye video, and I think depending on how many people interact with the live video tonight, I may discuss the intentions on why I made these videos. If not, we would just continue on with, this year and going into June, ending off of May, reflecting, being mindful, good and bad from the beginning of this year, even up until the beginning of this month, where we were emotionally, financially, physically, supernaturally, and where we're, at right now, and how our, past, our present, and our future is between a matter of choices. So, hold on, you guys. I'm just going to make this thumbnail really quick. Okay, so I'm just looking at my camera for those of you. Okay. So in 1 minute, I'm going to start the video. Let me just let people know my, you guys, I'm about to play this song really quickly. Hopefully I don't get COPYRIGHTED. Id. Okay. But you guys, when I heard this song at first, it felt familiar. But shout out to Willow Smith, you guys. This song, I'm pretty sure everyone's heard it. If they are not familiar with TikTok already, it's called Wait a Minute. And like the TikTok version, of course, they can like adjust and, make it sound different. What happened to this song, you guys? If not, there's another song that hopefully it's meant to You guys, I'm really just trying to see before I start this video. I heard this version. You guys, this song, I wish I could like play it, but I'm surprised that I was able to do that. So, final goodbye video. You guys, it has been real. Am I quitting YouTube? No. If anything, I'm just really like getting started. When I first started this channel in 2019, I was 22 years old. I was living in Colorado, and during the time I was living in Colorado, I was going through some trauma that I wasn't like aware of. So like a year and a half and almost 2 years ago, I've had a lot of like multiple events happen to me financially, emotionally, tragically, and I didn't realize how it affected me until, I was out and about in a different environment on my own with, people that I wasn't, I wouldn't say familiar with, but like willingly familiar with. Like I had to get to know, a new environment, new people, which wasn't the issue, but just when we as people are going through things and we don't know that we're going through things and we're just already having a lot to deal with, it could seem like so overwhelming and frustrating and depressing and discouraging and anything that is just not like a good feeling. So all of that was going through my mind, living, by myself and then meeting someone and, both of us and getting involved and having to relocate and literally start over like financially, emotionally, physically, supernaturally, like losing myself physically, emotionally, suffering, being intimate financially and having to come back, you know, turning 24 and realizing, where I was and who I was and now, and realizing that my past, as we can see, no longer exists. And something that I had to realize when it comes to moving forward is accepting it. And that's something that's within yourself. Like on this channel and for the rest of this year, my goal is not to tell anyone what to do or how to feel, like, or to invalidate that, generally to, for those who choose to heal because you're resonating, to understand ourselves more so we can heal and, move forward and simply aligning ourselves so we could be the best version of ourselves. But, excuse me, as I went through life, the ups and the downs, the goods and the bads, the highs and the lows, so did my emotions, so did my thoughts, so did my finances, so did life. Like, I wasn't the only person going through it. And then worldwide, having a pandemic and a crisis and not healing from the trauma that I already had previously, losing a parent without speaking to them, having, the issues that caused that, being a child, having siblings, having, parents, they are not there, graduating from high school and like depending on yourself, living, by yourself, moving across the country by yourself with all of that. Like something I had to realize. And it wasn't until like I was in Atlanta, Georgia, you guys, on the train with I think like 2 suitcases, maybe. And I realized in last year being still in something that I had to realize is that in order to move forward, like letting go is a process because if we're not aware that we have trauma and that we feel and that we have all these emotions and that we have trials and tribulations, we don't understand how that makes us feel, like, internally, not emotionally or verbally, because verbally, it's a choice to, use your words as an adult or a young lady or a young man and communicate, as well as emotionally, expressing, sad, happy, mad, and being, young adults and young ladies and men, like, accepting the fact that we are young adults, young ladies and men, and that we don't have to, as well as me, have to have, our whole lives figured out, or realizing that our past, you know, decisions are the reason why we are in our present. And if we didn't understand our past, being in the present, accepting that, and just allowing the present to be like, what it is. And as I would like to say, people, genuinely work on themselves. I do know for a fact that when you work on yourself, your energy is going to speak for you. And the only intention I have for this year going into next month is to continue to work on me, so anybody who chooses to resonate with me can actually align themselves naturally. And I think that's really important when it comes to like what's going on in the world. Of course, for people who are aware of the supernatural world, like, that a lot of us are tired. Like, a lot of brown people, minority people, or anybody who is, here to be a part of this collective shift, because it's a new earth. It's been a new earth. Like, life, how, like I'm saying, from 2019 to 2020, 21, it would never be the same. Like, this is our history. And some people are aware of it, some people aren't. For those of you who are, like I said, not being so hard on yourself, because it's just like anybody who's of Gen Z, like, this is what we're experiencing. Like, this is our 20s or late 20s. Like, not saying that at 15 or 5 or 10 that I would never think to experience, history like this and events and how things are happening, but realizing that when we only have control of what we can do, when it comes to events, the future, past, and the present, you just want to like learn. Honestly, the best thing I just want to suggest and advise you guys when it comes to growing as this month ends, going into, like I said, next month and this year, is just growing and pacing yourself. Like, something I had to realize when I first started is that I don't need to have a specific like time frame of when and how things happen, because as I've evolved, as I've been, consistent in healing and showing up to be the person that I would love to be, I've realized that that's not how it's going to happen. How you think something is going to happen that you want for yourself is not going to happen that way. And the reason why this is known is because one thing I had to realize about myself, or just people in general, is that when you say something and you never did it before, it's easier for you to vocalize, because of course it's not to say that you're in denial about the emotions or the feelings or the purpose or what it is that you want to execute, or are fascinating in, but that's like me saying I'm going to build a house. Like, okay, you never heard that before. It sounds nice, like, congratulations. It's not to say that you can't build a house, but for some people, it takes the person saying that they was gonna build a house to physically have the house put together, or to physically seeing them, work every day, or just the house just has to be done for them to believe it. And something that I just was brought to my awareness, and I love, like I said, I love the people that I've been networking with, and they're all, of course, older than me. I don't know if it's intentionally, but I like to learn from people who are older than me, not saying that to be biased. Doris Blue, shout out to her, you guys. She's the only young lady, okay, the only little girl, and not little girl, but young lady other than her, okay, she's special though. She not like everybody else. Other than Doris, I like to hang around older people. And Doris, when I met her, I was 23. Was I 23? I was living in Colorado. Yeah, 21. 23, 23. So yeah, I was 23 when I met Doris, and I think she was like 3 years younger than me. But she was very wise, but she was also very strong. And that's another thing too, you guys. Don't allow limits to discourage you, because when you limit yourself, that's the capacity for yourself. And something that I've stated is that there is no expectancy when it comes to you healing or doing what you need to do, because if you've never done it before, it's the steps that you take that you actually are doing it to actually make it happen. And once again, like I said, the people I've been surrounding myself with that were older than me, like something that I was just brought up to today. And like me personally, the reason why I like to have these conversations with older people, or let me just say mature people, because Doris was very mature for our age, okay? Mature people is because you see that, they're able to be human too, and understand the experience in a way that allows them to not be so attached, or know that with the wisdom, their experiences, however they choose to, make their life and their reality. And the lady, her whole thing was to me like knowing and believing. And like I said, I personally get excited because it's just like I'm, at the age of 25. Oh my gosh, I'm 25 years old. But like I'm 25, and it's just like life is lifing, okay? And I personally didn't think I was gonna be here. Like I never expected to live to age 25. I don't know, you guys. Like I remember I was 23 or like 22, and like I was nervous because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm getting, yeah. And she was just like believing and knowing, like something that I said earlier, and this is why like I like to one go live, and I know that things that I say, like it can be like slightly touchy or controversial, or what is that word that people like to use? Transparent. That word, transparent. Oh, it's so transparent. I'm not making fun of that word, but you guys know like how I am like academically when it comes to words. Like, okay, but being transparent, controversy, talking about topics in discussions, like I don't mind, just because, like I said, the knowledge and the experience in itself, like I feel like it's really important to, take the time to do that, just simply because, like, your experiences in your life, of course, they're going to shape you and affect you. But most people, if they don't realize that about their experiences in their life, like how people feel about being 25 or being 26 or not doing things or not being where they need to be because of the past or because of everything that has been happening, like how it affects us. And something that I had to realize is that when situations are not, solved, and this is where the believing and knowing comes in, like I say stuff as I'm learning and as I'm speaking, and I always try my best to correct myself when I'm not, correct, or I'm not wrong. I mean, when I'm wrong, or if I lack knowledge, or, not having the experience. You guys hear that? It's so loud. I'm trying to record a video. But not feeling so bad, because when you know something, and this is why she said it's important to be mindful. Like I'm learning as I'm growing every single day. So I make videos and I may say something earlier and then 5 minutes correct myself, because that's how, like intuitive and how much energy like I'm practicing within myself. And of course, everyone isn't in a speed or competition, but everyone's gonna do, for them. And like me, that's just how I am, like as a person, like how I grow, how I learn, like a survivor. Like that's a mentality I've had my entire life. And something she brought up today, and I've said earlier, was like knowing, but something I've realized, which is very true, is that I need to know and not believe. And the reason why, the way like that hit me, like I said, when I talk to people who have wisdom or experience, the way things resonate with me like so deeply, is because it's so true. It sounds so common, but it's the most common stuff that sometimes a lot of people may not realize or interpret it like or have a misinterpretation for real. But like when you believe something, you have the possibility to doubt it. And we don't want to doubt. And like when she said that, I was like, wow, because a lot of us, and me too, and I'm not saying that you can't believe in stuff, but like I feel like the context of how she was using it is to know. Like when you know something, like that's validation, that's confirmation. Believing in it is just like, okay, I think if like no, we need to affirm. Like that's like the people that use affirmations, like the affirmation, that's what I believe affirm. It could be abbreviated. I don't know, you guys. I haven't read the dictionary in a while, but just being, affirmed with that, like confirming and affirming, excuse me, and confirming both of those words when it comes to like knowing yourself, knowing your intentions, knowing the direction, knowing everything because you get to be you in this life. And that's why it's so important, you guys. Like I've been really like suggesting advising for my genuine subscribers all of last year and previous year. And me myself, because it's really, like taking its time to really just be ourselves and really hold ourselves accountable and stay true. Like to me, that was some of the best advice. Like I remember I was at my orthodontist or dental somewhere. I have to go back, you guys. Okay. And I believe the dental hygienist or receptionist at the time, I asked her like, what's some advice? Because we was having, a nice conversation. And one thing she was just like, be true to yourself. And like I know a lot of people say that, but like some things sometimes for me, like the way people say things, like maybe it's because just because of who it is. I think that's what it is, or how it makes me feel. Because that is something that a lot of people would think to know naturally, but like I feel like if you can remind yourself to stay true to yourself and you catch yourself when you're not or you feel like you're not or I feel like that's so important because as I'm learning and growing about myself, so are you all. And knowing that my intention is to grow, like, of course, I know you got to take my pages off for private in order, to grow, which I am going to be doing soon. And I know that in order for that to happen, like I said, the direction, understanding, educating myself, doing what I can, and just, honestly, just being grateful, taking each day for what it is, and not allowing myself to be stagnant and knowing that if I want to move forward, I just have to take one step at a time. I don't have to worry myself because another thing that I learned today, once again, it sounds so common. Anxiety and depression are mental health related. And I know you're thinking, well, duh, time, but no, 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 no. If you supernaturally understood what I just said, anxiety and depression are mental health, which means mentally, if you can control your mind, your anxiety, and your depression, okay? And that's something that I'm learning as this year goes on to be mindful and to be patient because everyone does not think the way that I think or interpret or process information the way that I do. And I've learned that in life through experiences. Like I've been working since I was 17. I've had a lot of jobs from a lot of different like backgrounds and experiences and then traveling, living on my own, and I'm not any more than or less than when it comes to just understanding self and realizing that things happen to us in life. And the more you can, like I said, really stay true to yourself, practice daily, and allow your past to be what it is and actually heal like properly. And what I mean by properly is whatever that is to you, like actually taking time for yourself, making time for yourself. Like I had to make time for myself now to be where I am compared to where I was in my past and how it has affected me mentally, financially, emotionally, And I do apologize, you guys, right now. My lower back, I have like it's a cramp, but it is that time. But you guys, I have a heating pad. I always like sleep with it, and like sometimes I put it towards my back. But if you guys like this setup, let me know. I think I like this setup a lot better. Only thing is, one still, I have to get used to looking at the camera. But a final goodbye video. So no, I'm not quitting YouTube. If anything, you guys, I'm just getting started. I realized that I don't need to talk about what I do because I do it and did it or am doing it. And it's not to say that you can't, talk about what you do, but I've realized it's just for me where I'm at in my life, doing things that make you happy. Like you don't have to announce it, you don't have to explain it. You do what works for you. You take your time. You don't be hard on yourself, and you learn to be patient. And I looked at the word patient last night, and once again, you guys, like it's so important to educate yourself. But like one thing I've said, because I don't know if everyone watched some of my videos earlier, is that we label ourselves, and I do it too. So like anything I suggest and advise, disclaimer, and I'm just saying now because I don't want to be hypocritical or contradict myself. Like anything I would suggest and advise to you guys, I do actually apply the information. Like I watch my videos. Like I don't watch them how you guys probably watch them, but I watch my videos. And with that being said, learning, you know, educating yourself. I do apologize, you guys. Like I don't know why this in this one area. I may have to go and get my heating pad. Let me see if I can crack my back. Ooh. Oh my gosh, yes. But so with that being said, I'm not gonna make this video much longer because we are going into a new month. It is 2022. It is going into June. A lot has already been happening. And honestly, you guys, I've been up since yesterday and I'm really tired. And I'm now feeling myself getting really sleepy. So I'm probably going to be asleep all day tomorrow, which is okay because as I'm learning to live my life and be in the present moment, that means I have to be in the present moment, not worrying about, things that I don't need to be concerned with. Because when time comes and time goes by, time tells, as the purpose of time is for the structure and for us to be aware. So this is not the final video. Stay tuned for the next one. But I just want everyone to know that one thing I will say is that if you're paying attention, I just need you to continue to do so. And that for those of you who are, just now stopping by, congratulations. Thank you for, believing in yourself. And for all of my genuine subscribers, thank you for always believing in yourself because it's not about me. And as long as we are, continuing to work for ourselves and knowing that we're working for a greater good and together, because that's something I realized like working together is not something that I'm just saying just because it sounds cool. Like, no, like unity, it's so much more of us than of them. And I'm not saying it's going to take all of us or it's just going to no, because that would actually mean unity, like united. Okay, like United Nations. You know why they're called United Nations, you guys? Because they unite underneath the nations of, okay. And it's crazy because it's like you have them, United Nations, and they're controlling the world instead of us. But with that being said, you guys just make sure that you're doing what you do you do it well, you take your rest, because that's another thing. I took almost 3 weeks to a month off to myself, but I've also made time and energy. Like I have 404 videos that I did, and what I'm about to do, I'm not gonna say too much about it because it is something different. But just know I'm about to do a whole, we're about to, you guys know I be whipping it up. Literally, I cook too, so make sure you guys follow my cooking channel and like just stay tuned, you guys, because it's not the end. So remember, when anything goes, when anything comes to an end, something new has to happen. So when somebody dies, somebody's being born, and when somebody's being born, somebody's dying. So think about your old self, your new self, and your future self. Like you want to constantly die and reborn so you can grow and move forward. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Live your life and don't forget to say hello.